All it takes, folks, is to win by one more point than the other team. And the Carolina Panthers have a victory, the number 2 victory on the season as they defeat the rival, division hated Saints. Who dat? Is who dat getting the number 1 overall pick? I don't know. My name's Tony Dunn. It's the C3 Panthers Postgame show. Obviously, you can tell we're in transition mode. I'm on location, as in the car, heading towards my sister's house to transition to the computer. CK is going to hold it down. You're going to rock with us as we rock the longest running Panthers podcast. It's the postgame show. Smash the thumbs up button. Be a part of the show. The number's 252-228-5098. Celebrate a Carolina Panthers victory. Is there hope? Is there love to be had? I don't know. We're going to figure it out. CK, great to hang out with you. And look, it's going to be more comfortable for me in about 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, and listen, it's more comfortable if you're a Bryce Young supporter as well, feeling like, okay, all right, that's more of what we wanted to see. I'm just going to tell people, pump the brakes. Don't be pushing out the Brice is the truth. We were going up against a very similar situation where their defense wasn't fantastic. They didn't have 3 of their starting cornerbacks. So we've got to be willing to look at the good and also accept that that was a good step in the right direction. But we can't be of the mind that this proves to us that Brice is the one, right? We had a similar game against Green Bay last year. We just need to see these things continue to progress, continue to go in the right direction. And quite honestly, a win today isn't as detrimental to the end of the game, end of the season tanking that we all want to do, with the fact that you had wins from the Titans and so on and so forth. We have a few people out there that helped us maintain a high draft pick today. So we're there are lots to be positive about, but just pump the brakes a little bit. Let's be optimistic, but let's not put this on Brice as this incredible quarterback. He did what he needed to do today. We want to see him move in the right direction. And so far, him being benched looks to be the way that what needed to happen for him to be able to progress in this offense. As of now, things have been looking good. Defense is still cooked. We can talk about that all day. Defense is still a problem. When you're giving up 7 yards per carry to a running back is the only offense that they have the entire game, and it's still just unable to get the guy down. Alvin Kamara is a great talent, but that is a problem when there's a one-dimensional offense and you can't stop them as a defense.
CK is the problem that the Carolina Panthers have had on defense for years, and that's the inability to stop the run, which has then made teams be able to do whatever they want. Of course, Alvin Kamara was getting 7 yards a clip. I mean, there's nothing surprising about that. But at the same time, I won't say this was surprising, but heartening is that the youngins, the babies, as they were calling them on the radio broadcast, the babies were showing up. Or no, they called them the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Coker, Leggett, Sanders. These guys were cooking today in a way. And yes, while I say pump the brakes or, be cautious, look, you beat a bad team. A bad team beat a bad team.
Right.
But this was good for Bryce Young in a way. I mean, this is probably best case scenario for Brice, is that he played well. I mean, we got to give him credit for that. He played well. There was opportunities. Look, I mean, he's throwing a couple of David Moore touchdown. Should have been a touchdown, complete drop, turn towards the end zone too quickly. Xavier Leggett had the ball taken away in the weirdest, how crazy was that interception or whatever you call it? Is it interception? Is it a fumble recovery?
It's officially an interception because it was not an official catch. And so that falls on Brice, which is fine with me because I had Xavier Leggett. Well, hold on, we're talking about from a statistics standpoint, it falls on Brice because I'm fine with, because I have Leggett in my fantasy league. So I'm glad that didn't go down as a fumble lost. But man, I tell you what, that's we've had a lot of whilst me and Tony were talking about this prior to going live. The thing that we can be encouraged by is you see these this blank canvas of an offense. You see this opportunity we have to build an offense that can be something great on the heels of developing these incredible talents, these guys who have the capability, from a Coker to a Leggett to Sanders. I mean, and then you have Brooks on the bench right now waiting to come into the game. You don't know what these guys are able to do. And if this is just kind of a taste of what that's going to look like once we're actually a team that can have complementary football on both sides of the ball, and I'll tell you what, it's going to be something to be excited about. I tried to give people that bit of optimism last week. Listen, this isn't going to be this way forever. There is a vision. They knew this year wasn't going to be the year that was going to make people believe that the Panthers were going to be a powerhouse team. They knew that. They set those expectations before the season even started between Dan and Dave, right? But I tell you what, the vision's starting to become a little more clear from an offensive standpoint. Now we just need to get that vision a little bit more tuned in on the defensive side of the ball. But yeah, I mean, it's a weird. That was a weird play, Tony. It's not one that you see every day, and quite honestly, it's not even something I put entirely on Leggett. You don't want to give away a ball like that. But I tell you what, that was such a great play by that defender. You got to give that dude his props instead of just dogging on one guy. I think it was just a great play by a defender.
Yeah, flukish almost in a sense.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And I mean, and Leggett was dealing with some sort of wrist or hand injury. Wow, man, 4 touchdowns on the season for Leggett, though.
Yeah, I mean, he seems to be seems to be making plays every single game for the past few weeks, and I think that if he continues this pace, I mean, it's going to be hard to say that he's a bust by any stretch of the imagination. He's I think
he's awesome.
Yeah, he's not going to be. I don't think he's going to be able to be on that category of things. I don't think he's going to be obviously in the offensive player of the year or rookie of the year conversation, because I mean, I think that's going hands down to Jaden Daniels.
Yeah,
but
of course.
But it's at the end of the day, I mean, the dude is going to be a shining light, and we'll see if he eclipses 1,000 yards. But right now, dude's got the pedigree, and I like what I'm seeing.
All right, do me a favor, at least, as I'm walking into my sister's house. Let's recap some stats right here. Maybe we can pull up some of the stats for the game. We know Leggett had his 4th touchdown of the season, which, by the way, is 4 more touchdowns than Jonathan Mingo has had in two seasons. Chuba Hubbard continues to beat and batter these teams up. In fact, as the Carolina Panthers were, trying to claw this game out, they had a play where they had just run a 9-yard first down with Chuba. And then the next play, they go to like some sort of backfield handoff to a guy, Gibbs, a dude that was from Tampa Bay. Why do the Carolina Panthers, when they're just stomping the run, almost like just running every time, and not because that's like the strategic way, because you set up there, you run to set up the pass. But damn, you've got so many questions with the pass. Just keep feeding Chuba. Just keep feeding them.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. Yeah, I mean, that's if you watch any of Panthers Twitter, that was the biggest complaint today, is it just feels like when there's an opportunity to run, we don't. 3rd and 2, you're throwing the ball and getting Leggett hurt. That play, by the way, at the end of the half, when Leggett got hurt his wrist or whatever he ended up, causing damage to, I felt like that was a wide open play, and that might be a bit on Bryce Young, because it feels like the ball takes forever to get to its receiver, and so that was such a short pass. Well, hello there.
Yeah, that's my niece.
That was such a short pass that it should have been easy for him to just get upfield, but it looked like Leggett was waiting for that ball forever to get to him while it was in the air, just allowing for I can't remember what the defender was that came back, was able to knock him down, but he was able to just bridge that gap between the two just so quickly. So it is what it is, man. It's we got the win. A lot of people were probably going to be a bit disappointed that we're hurting our draft stock. But I tell you what, it's good to be able to ruin the day of a Saints fan. While at the same time, I'd be surprised if Dennis Allen is not fired by the end of the week.
Man, tough. Yeah, tough go for him. Can you pull up some of the stats and let's go over what Bryce did. One of the fun things, I'm turning my computer on right now. I was listening to the radio broadcast for the last drive, and Jake DeLone said, we need a closer.
Yeah.
We need Clowney to close.
Oh,
and boom, sack. It was wonderful.
Yeah, no, it was and here's as much as I'm, gonna have some bad things to say about our defense, they did step it up when it was necessary. They did a lot of bending and not breaking today, even though the bending just was horrendous to watch. When we got them down into the red zone, they were holding up. But like I said, it's Clowney to show up when he needed to. Mike Jackson, dude, Jackson made multiple plays today that were just really great plays. Yeah, and they weren't throwing the ball at JC Horn again for the second time that we played the Saints. They didn't even target him once, it felt like. And Trevin Wallace still looks to be a shining star on this defense. So I think our core defensive players are there. We just need to get the scheme right, because right now I think the biggest problem is the scheme. I don't know what else to tell you, because I don't know. I've never seen an offense or any offense be able to just walk down the field like they can on our defense. It's just unreal. But I think that it's still some optimism to be had, because we have a lot of players that are worth being excited about.
CK, can you remove me from the broadcast so I can come in on my computer?
Yep, he's good. He's gone. So, but yeah, guys, I mean, if you guys have anything other than the mindset that we are making progress as an offense and seeing some things as a defense that makes you think there's a way to move forward and actually be a successful franchise, I don't know what else to tell you. It's like you're looking for the bad, right? The bad is there. I'm not going to sit here and say the bad isn't there. But watching a game like this, you've got to see that there is a vision, and we're going to get there. Whether it's with Bryce or whether it's with another quarterback who is going to be able to elevate this team, I don't know. But we are going to get to a point where we can be excited about this team again. And that was a win at home that I felt like we needed more than anything against a divisional opponent. I think this is worth being excited about, while also maintaining a level of realism. We also know this is not a good team. We are not a good team. The Saints are not a good team. We know that. But man, it feels good to be able to ruin a day of the Saints fans.
Oh, well, always. It's like I've had one game on my season that I want to win, if we're going to win one more, and it's the Chiefs. That would just be cool. But there is no doubt that it is fulfilling to or rewarding to beat a division foe, so like by no means is that something that we didn't want. I guess the question is does this win now? It puts us at the same record as the Saints.
Yeah, but I think that they might still have the tiebreaker, maybe.
Why?
Because we won our game against an AFC opponent. Their 2 wins are from NFC. I could be wrong on that.
That should help them.
Yeah, it should help them. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
it should
so
hurt
that's why they have the tiebreaker.
Yeah, that's why I think they have the tiebreaker when it comes to like being us being the worst team. But we'll see again. Or is it strength of schedule? It might be the difference maker. It may not be if you beat somebody in NFC. I was thinking about this in a different way. So strength of schedule, we might get the nod on that one. I don't know. Do they play the Chiefs? I'm guessing.
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, I would assume that we play the same groups of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got to figure out how to upload the calls.
Does this like solidify Bryce as the starting quarterback for the Panthers moving forward?
Well, I think it was the right move regardless if we won won this game. And that is, I think that benching Bryce in week 2 was the right move by Dave Canales. I think it took a lot of cojones. I think it took a lot of guts. You heard Jake Delhomme talking on the radio broadcast today about how sitting on the sidelines helped Bryce Young in a degree.
Yeah.
Putting Bryce Young in, this to me seems a natural way to get him in.
Right.
And that is, it's not a forced way, forcing him to fail, not a forced way to whatever. It's like, this is a natural progression. You did the right things. Dalton's hurt. Now you brought in Bryce. He's going to get a win. We're still terrible. Stick with that and learn what you have. But I want to go back to Bryce Young. Is arguably today, I thought was one of his best performances of his career.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, it was one of the most consistent performances that he's had. There was nothing to write home about, but
but
it was the throws down the field were accurate. There was the drop pass, and then that Coker one, which was just, I mean, he just seems to miss these guys by a half a foot. And if he can try to get that turned around, his deep ball could be very good. But I tell you what, in our C3 Legion chat, we were shared with the tweet from Cam Jordan that's read, we just lost to the Panthers. I love y'all, New Orleans. Truly had higher expectations and the best of hopes for us. Y'all deserve more. It was a whole thing, dude. It's wild.
I don't disagree with what he's saying, though.
Right.
What I'm saying is like not apologizing, but you are the worst, arguably the worst team in the league.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to argue that. You see what every team has been able to do against our team, every single one of them, outside of the Raiders. You look at them and they're just like, okay. And then they also, you got to keep in mind what they did to us week 1 of the season. Think about this. Think about if you're a Saints fan, how your season started. You blew the Panthers out, blew us out. Like it wasn't even like, it was almost laughable by the end of it. Then week 2, you go and destroy the Cowboys, who had high expectations for their season as well. All of a sudden, the Saints are looking like a top 5 team in the NFL, like top 5. And then you just reel off 7 losses in a row. I tell you what, we've had those types of games or seasons where Kyle Allen was our quarterback. We're getting win after win after win. We're starting 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, and all of a sudden we don't win another game for the rest of the year. It is devastating to the psyche of a Panthers fan when that happened to us. And that, the Saints fans have got to be feeling it. If I am going to be surprised if Dennis Allen is not gone by the end of this week. I feel like this is kind of the backbreaker. The only thing that might keep him is because we didn't win by a significant number, or in his injuries.
Yeah, injuries. Shout out to our brother Cody Lashney, who's at the game. He might be joining us. I'm not really sure. We've all been out of pocket this weekend, but Cody Lack has always said you wait till week 5 or 6 to find a real winner or like really know who a team was.
Yeah.
When we looked at that Saints team and they curb stomped the Carolina Panthers originally, you're like, oh, maybe they just caught up. And then they go to Dallas on the road and beat the mess out of Dallas. But what we've learned since then is Dallas is terrible. They're bad at home. They're not a good team.
Right. And
then the Saints had to face a lot of challenges going forward. So the Saints aren't real. They're bad. They're bad. They're dealing with some similar things that the Carolina Panthers are, but also different. So shout out to Cody Lack on that. Try to fill his shoes right here. And a little rundown here. Let's go ahead and give y'all's due. Sean Butler, C3 Captain, Easy Crep, Vegas Panther Drew, Tape X, James Allen Panther, Y Big Jordan, Corey Clips, Off the Porch Panthers Podcast with PPG, Derek Lamont, Dramatic One, Young Sun Wukong, Thomas DeVries, Drew Irwin, Panthers One, Brad Holt, Old School Panthers Fan, Michael Igwe, Bob Eugene, Kristen Butler, Thomas DeVries. Y'all, we got a lot of people in the chat, man. We appreciate your support. Thank you for sticking with us, not only throughout the years, but as you're driving in the car and trying to transition to the show and this and that.
Also, we got a couple of people that we need to shout out to for the some super chats here. Nirvash dropped $5 here, so this might end up being the best draft class we've had in 10 plus years if Brooks is good. Legad, Coker, Sanders, and Wallace looks good. I agree. And the thing that's going to be frustrating about Coker is we're not going to get the benefit of a rookie contract with him. You know, it's I could be wrong on how their entire thing works, but
they might have two. It's like maybe 2 years or something like that.
So if he turns out to be a guy, we're going to be paying for him a lot sooner than we are with Legad. Sanders definitely looked like he was a much more improved offensive weapon. He didn't, there was one play that he whiffed on a block, and it ended up causing us to go 3 and out because of it. But other than that, dude seemed to be showing out today.
Yeah, looking for is like you look at those big boys and you say, look for contact. He loves to try to hurdle a bug, don't he?
Oh no,
that's his thing. All right.
Well, did we? Is Tommy Tremble? He's out today. Was he out, or was he just a?
Ooh, good question. I didn't get to see. He's not on any stat here. Hold on. I can look at this. Referees. Where are the? I thought they put this. Not active today. Jamie Robinson. Not surprising. Bartholomew. DJ Johnson not active. Where has he been at? Is he hurt? Why is he not playing?
I think he did get hurt last week, or maybe a week or two ago. But
Tommy Tremble was out today.
Okay, gotcha. And then we have one more from Andrew Stocker. He gets a $5 sticker here and said, "It's great to win, but when Canales gives up on screens or give up on screen sweeps or when will Canales give up on screen sweeps and reverses? Run the damn ball with Chuba."
Yes.
Hey, listen, you're not wrong on that. I think you're going to see many Panthers fans on Panthers Twitter and everybody commenting on the lack of effort into the run game. Like it's just, we hear one thing and then just something completely different happens. And it wasn't as though the run game wasn't working. I mean, we were hitting the holes and we were getting 5-6 yards every time. I know you can't do that every time, and I understand you want to throw a wrinkle into the game plan sometimes, but it just seems like it's more of an afterthought than it is a primary function of our offense.
Bryce Young finished the day 16 for 26, 171 yards and a touchdown, 1 interception, which is not really shouldn't be necessarily even counted in his statistics. Chuba Hubbard, 15 carries for 72 yards, 4.8 yards per carry. He had 2 touchdowns today. Leading wide receiver, Jatavion Sanders, 4 catches for 87 yards. I had a friend ask me, what do you think? He was running thin on his fantasy football league. And he said, what do you think about Leggett? I don't know if I could have predicted it any better. I was 1 catch off. I said, he's 3 catches and a touchdown. He was 4 catches for 33 yards and a touchdown today. Now, if you go to the other side of the ball, David Carr, tough day for him, or Derek Carr. 18 for 31, 236 yards. He had a touchdown, no picks. But the number, and this is something you highlighted earlier, 29 carries, 155 yards, 5.3 yards a carry for Alvin Kamara, continues to show that the Carolina Panthers run defense is porous and poor at the best and horrific at the worst. So some of the statistics there, if we look there, now let's see what the defense did. Let's see. Defense, what do we got on defense? Carolina Panthers had no turnovers today, forced no turnovers, it looks like.
Nope, no turnovers. I don't think we even had a sack today.
Oh, no, I think we got one at the end with the Clowney.
Oh, well, the Clowney, yeah, my bad. Yeah. But we would get close, and it was just, it never worked out. And all they had to do, like legitimately, like if you're the Saints, this is what you wanted if you're a Panthers fan. You wanted the Saints treatment that they gave Kamara, right? Just get the ball to that dude. Let him do his thing. That's all you need to do. That's exactly, like, you have no other necessary, there's no other issue you need to worry about because we can't stop him. Like he was, even when they were 3rd and 30, they'd hand the ball off to him and he'd somehow get 15, 20 yards off of that. Like that's all they needed to rely on. I know they don't have the wide receivers right now. I know they don't have, the confidence in those guys on the outside to be able to catch the ball down the stretch, at least based on what I saw today. But Kamara was able to eat us alive. Like even when we had him dead to rights, he would somehow turn that into 5 or 6 yards. It was just, it's tough to watch if you're a Panthers fan because it's just a defense that we aren't used to. It's a defense we've been housing for a little bit, but it's painful because you almost pride yourself on having a defense that's able to stop those types of things, and we're just not able to right now.
Let's go ahead and jump in to some calls here. The number's 252-228-5098. You guys, if you hang out with us on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m., the longest running Panthers podcast, things are a little bit cleaner, a little bit cooler right now. So we're on the road. We're on location in some cases in this point. So, hey, and our producer was at the game. He's probably cooked like a nuclear. He probably looks like a crab like right now. I wonder on what scale is Cody's redness at this point, because it was a warm November 3rd here in Greenville, North Carolina. I wonder what it was like in Charlotte. We're not going to hit you with the music. That cat calls 252-228-5098. Let us know what you want to talk about when it comes to this win, what you think about it means for Bryce Young, what it means for the Carolina Panthers. Are the Saints worse than the freaking Panthers? Well, today they were. Let's see what we got here.
Motherfucking showtime. Lou from Fort Myers and everybody that's watching the game, because I got the notification that we up. We up? I had to wipe my eyes and clean my glasses like Peter Parker. I had to make sure my phone wasn't lying to me. We are up. I'm like, okay, cool. Dalton must be playing or some shit. Nigga, Bryce Young. Do not get your hopes high. I don't care if this is a Bryce Young masterclass and somehow we beat the Saints. Remember, this is Bryce Young. This is Bryce Tavius Young Quavius. Do not get your hopes high. I don't care. This is still Bryce Young. If one game forgives him for everything, I'm done with y'all. Y'all could have got stabbed, pinched, poked, slashed for 2 years straight. And he puts over one Band-Aid. And y'all talking about this is our goal. Please don't. Please don't. I still want him gone. Out of here. Pack your bags. Go back to Raising Cane's and taking orders. We don't want you here, bro. Even though he is popping off. I ain't gonna lie to you, my boy. He popping off, but no.
Well, let's talk.
I think Canales is finally letting him cook. I've seen a lot of deep throws. I'm about to finally tune into the game. If we lose this game, I'm going to make a second call, laughing hard.
Because
at this point, Bryce Young is just edging us, and that's the truth, bro.
Edging. Hey,
it's motherfucking show.
There was a happy ending.
Yeah. It's replaying, by the way.
Lou from Fort Myers.
Oh, it's replaying? Oh,
everybody got
so I got to stop it. Okay, I got you. Learning the new setup. I'm not in my studio. Let's talk about Bryce Young here. Look, I think CK, for somebody who's the eternal optimist, and somebody who has been very positive at worst, neutral when it comes to Bryce Young. I was surprised you started out with like, hey, let's pull back. I want to celebrate Bryce Young here and saying this is like, and not like a celebration as in all of a sudden that I'm like any doubt or anything has been ridden, but you want to go out there and do better than the last time you played. And he did better the last time he played. And
the last two times he's improved, right? Like he improved from his first 2 games when he faced the Broncos. It wasn't like head and shoulders better, but it was like, it was enough. You saw progress. And then you're seeing more progress this time. I'm just saying, the only reason I started that way is because I did the same thing when he had his incredible game against Green Bay last year.
Right.
And that was, let's not jump onto this wagon right now, because it's a good chance that we're going to fall right back off, and then you're going to lose all credibility, because all we're going to be able, every time that he has a good game, it's only that one game and he's back on top. We have a lot more evidence that he's not a good quarterback than we do that he is. And until that changes, we can't change the narrative of who he is as a quarterback off of one game that's also missing all of their basically their entire secondary. I loved what I saw today. It wasn't a life altering.
Well, I would say I liked what I saw, not loved, but liked.
Fair. I loved that the fact that the things that we were worried about him doing, he didn't do as much today. Like, he wasn't making bad decisions. He was quick with a lot of his decision making. And in all honesty, he threw some great throws down the field, like some incredible throws.
He needed confidence. He needs confidence. Is that, to me, it's, look, I understand that the physical attributes they're not overwhelming. They may be underwhelming or whelming at best, but this has been a clear case of, it's not just him the inability to play football. It's been the yips. It's been in the head. And, is he a momentum player? Cam was a momentum player in a certain sense. Is like, you get him going. He just is feeling it. And then on the other way, it can go the other direction. But Bryce has been today, I thought this is that somebody, I think Jake Delhomme said, he's smiling. Yeah. What? Like, he's smiling. I thought Bryce ran the ball when he needed to. And maybe last week where we were down inside the 5 and he could have run for a touchdown, and he threw a pass that ended up being incomplete. Today he runs it down to the 1, gets a first down. You know what I mean? Is like, to me, this is best case scenario for the worst case possible with a number 1 draft. If he can get some momentum going towards the rest of the season, maybe it makes things more complicated not more complicated, but at the quarterback position, more complicated. Maybe it takes some pressure off you if you're sitting there at a number 3 draft pick. You say, you know what, let's just pick a defensive end and move on.
Agreed. I think that's the best case scenario for the rest of the year. Is Bryce shows promise. We don't have to pick a quarterback in this draft, and we can build the team in other places. Like, I think that's a great outcome if this year turns out to be that way.
Yeah. Well, thank you for all the people in the chat and the comments. You guys make sure to subscribe, smash the thumbs up button. You can be a C3 super fan for $1.99 a month. We're doing the Lord's work by podcasting for 11 years for the Carolina Panthers. You can go to CarolinaCatChronicles.com and check out the gear tab. Shop gear, buy a t-shirt or coffee mug is a good thing for the holidays coming up. And since I have to renew the subscription for the website, guys, hey, help us fund that crap as we go. Let's go to another call. The number's 252-228-5098.
Hey, C3, say you link. I'm in lovely Pigeon Forge this weekend with me and my wife on vacation. She went to go for a run, so I decided to pop in to watch the Panthers lose, and boy, I was mistaken. We actually stopped a cold. This is the first time, I think, this year, besides the Raiders game, it's our only other win, that we prevented a team from scoring more than 30 points on us. I mean, this is, 22 points, which is yay. I'll take it. 20 points. Right. But our defense actually did something. Granted, the Saints were out of every wide receiver possible they could run out of. They're like us with linebackers and defensive linemen. But we will see how it goes. I have no idea what to think about this. Let's not lose our first round overall pick. But hey, Bryce actually didn't look terrible from what I could see. So I do think we will we'll see what happens. I don't think it's going to change our season at all, but we'll see. Oh, I don't know what to think. I honestly don't know what to think. We'll see. Well, keep pounding, fellas, and I'll probably be able to watch this post game, but I'll probably listen to the podcast on the way home tomorrow. Keep pounding, guys.
Thank you, AU Link. Let's go to the next call.
Alrighty. I know y'all saw what happened at the end of the game. You know, do I owe Bryce Young an apology?
CK, cover me for a second.
I got you, dude.
Fuck no. If you was sitting there listening to the announcer, you know what this man said? Third win of this nigga career. I'm not apologizing for shit. Apologize for what? What? Bumbleclot. Bro, did he have a good game? Yes. That interception wasn't even his fault. Ain't gonna lie to you. But what I tell you, Bryce Young, if you want easy money flipping tactics, Bryce Young interception each week. I promise you, you're gonna make your money. You're gonna make your money. I know it wasn't his fault, but hey, stats don't lie. Cool little dub over the Saints. You know what I'm saying? Now we can get hyped. It's a cool little dub over the Saints. You feel me? It's a cool little dub over the Saints. What? With Derek Carr, too. This ain't no Spencer Rattler Saints. This, you feel me? Okay. Can Bryce do this for the rest of the season? And find out next episode. Find out next Sunday. I did what y'all told me to do. Be a good dad. I ain't got no kids, but shit, I was being good to myself. And I saw that we was up. And I was like, oh yeah, I gotta see how the Panthers lose this week while being up this time. And we didn't lose. We almost did. Fade route was kind of stupid as fuck. Had dude wide open in the middle. But hey, dub's a dub, my boy. Dub's a dub, my boy. It is what it is. Am I still going to hate on Bryce Young? No. Am I praying for his downfall? Kind of. I'd still rather have Cam Ward, Beck, Ewer, Sugar. I want to lose all the games so we can get a higher pick. I'm cool with that. If I was Chuba Hubbard, I would have kneeled it at the 1 or some shit and fucking get a field goal. I'm hyped that we beat the Saints. You know, they didn't last with us. You know, they can be miserable with us. Yeah. Feel me? They got way more talent and less results, and we got less talent.
Oh, is it replaying and replaying?
No, you're good.
No. It is what it is, and we did it without.
There it is. That was perfect timing.
Whew. Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, dude. So his entire thing was, talking about Bryce, and there was some positives, but he's still kind of he wants to go with Cam Ward and all of that stuff. Anyway, so yeah, there's no reasonable fans out there that are telling you that Bryce Young just proved that he's a franchise quarterback. There's not a single one.
No, right? But he did
not
what
a reasonable fan.
Do.
Yeah, there's not a reasonable fan.
Sometimes you just give credit people for what they're supposed to do.
Right, and that's okay.
Than last week.
Yeah, he did better, and he's making progress. And I still think every single fan that's in with reasonable and logical brain is looking at this as progress. That's progress. It's sort of like this mindset. Now, if this was he came out and threw a 4-touchdown, 400-yard game, and he was making plays like just nobody's dealing. Ever made,
just
right?
Dealing, yeah.
Then that meter starts to go a lot more the other direction, right? He's sub 200 on this, and he's got 2 touchdowns, and it's good. It's good, but it's not like anything that's like if we were dealing with the Saints going down and scoring touchdowns on every one of their drives, we wouldn't be able to match them. There's not many out there that can.
No, we played a terrible team today, and thank God we need that. This team is not going to beat good teams, and we were thankful to beat a bad team. I was going to address this. Is somebody in the comments replying to the call said, "Ain't nobody trying to lose." CK, I gotta admit something, and look, this might get me a lot of flack from people listening. I won't say rooting for the Panthers to lose. That's not the right thing. I did not desire them to win. And here, let me explain it to y'all, folks, because you'll be like, what kind of fucking fan is that? Why do you not want? I don't want to love again. I don't want false hope. I've loved twice in my life, and one of them is the Carolina Panthers, and both loves have been lost. I was just worried about this. It's like, oh shit, we're gonna get excited about these youngins. Oh shit, we're gonna get excited. You know, like, but don't puff me up. Don't tell me I'm great, and then I'm not. I mean, and I know that's like I think it's ultimately how jaded, like how pessimistic I am.
Right.
Is that it's like, just don't set me up to think I was good when I was bad.
Right. Well, I mean, it's none of us want to go into another season of false hope and just be to be throw. I mean, like I don't know how many people can remember the feeling of having Cam hurt and Kyle Allen coming in, and somehow we were a good team still, and like we were actually. Like it was the reports, you know, like we were undefeated for that time period. Right. And it was like, you know, how many, you know, the odds of you guys making it to the playoffs are really high. They were asking players about how it feels to know that there's a high chance that they're going to the playoffs, and then to lose every game after that, like was heartbreaking, and it was gut wrenching. Every single loss thereafter just felt like it was the worst thing on the planet. And by the end of it, to be as bad as we were, it was just like, it was tough, man. It was tough. It's a tough pill to swallow. I'd much rather have the feeling of 2015, you know, where we were not considered to be a good team at all going into the season. Like nobody thought we were going to be anything, especially losing Kelvin Benjamin in training camp. Like nobody thought anything of us. And here we are at 15-1, right? That's a better feeling. But the feeling of being a good team and ended up being a bad team is tough.
Yeah. Look, I'm very pleased. I think we saw what the Carolina Panthers are, which is not a good team. You know, this is the type of game, though, I was hoping we would win more frequently this season, like scratch a few out.
Yeah.
We were against a bad team, a very, very bad team, to the point where there's an argument that they're going to be competing for the number 1 overall pick at this point, particularly if the Panthers can find a way to squeak out another win or two. But I do like I'm going to come away and say this is I'm not excited about Bryce and his future in Carolina, but you know, you're rooting for people to not fail. You're rooting for people to have good outcomes in life. I've never rooted against Bryce Young. I've never, and today I thought was a step forward for him, an incremental step, one that doesn't mean anything, but like we should clap about you when you need to be clapped about, and we shouldn't over clap about you when you don't need to. And today, I just thought Bryce was better than he's been for a long time.
Right. We haven't seen Bryce play as well as he did today since last year. And I don't think there's anything wrong with talking about that. I also don't think there's anything wrong with bringing up the fact that this was a good game for him. It wasn't a great game. It wasn't like a game that you're not going to put that in your film review of the year of why Bryce should be the number 1 quarterback going into the season next year. Right.
But he would put it in his film review of the year, though.
Sure, like if you're trying to, right, because it's his best film so far, you know. But if you're not going to use it as an argument as to why he should be the starting quarterback next year,
exactly,
right? And I think that's okay too. So progress is progress, and that's going to be my mindset moving forward. And just like apathy is apathy, progress is progress. We're going to make it work, and we're gonna be a fan, and we're gonna be able to reward that type of play with praise, and I think that's okay. Doesn't mean that we're all of a sudden jumping on the train of Bryce Young's the guy moving forward.
True. And you just have made the next 2 T-shirts now back to back.
Progress is progress. Yeah.
And apathy is apathy. I love both of those. I'm buying them for myself, which means that I actually spend $3 more than I should have. Let's go to the next call.
Yes, brothers, how y'all doing? It's G Cavassier. Woo!
What's up, G?
We got that win, fellas. We got that motherfucking win. Woo! That was a damn game. That was a motherfucking game. Good gracious, man. I tell you what, man. Bryce looked good out there today. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. He looked pretty good. He was throwing deep today too, man. Chuba Hubbard with 2 rushing touchdowns, and Xavier with the touchdown, and the tight end from damn Texas Johnson. He should start as fucking tight end from now on. I'm telling you, man. I tell you what, our damn defense, running defense was horrible. Passing defense was fucking pretty damn good. The rushing, Alvin Kamara rushed for over 120, 130, 40 damn yards. Still fucking lost, man. We 2-7. I'm gonna tell all the motherfuckers just to piss people off. Don't jump on the bandwagon now, baby. Panthers.
Don't worry, we're
Panthers,
not.
baby. Hell yeah, we got New York Giants next week at 9 o'clock in the morning, so get up and early, y'all. Give me your thoughts on that, y'all. Keep pounding.
Cavs
brothers, how y'all doing?
All right. Good point there. One that Luke Kuechly brought up today, which is that the Panthers catch a win against a bad team and face a winnable game next week against the New York Giants.
Yeah, I mean it's that's the rub right now is like if you're a Panthers fan, there is a conceivable scenario where we're winning back-to-back games, which I'm not.
Which sounds as ludicrous. Winning back-to-back games sounds as ludicrous as winning back-to-back, having back-to-back winning seasons did 5 years ago.
Oh gosh,
isn't that insane? Can we just get back-to-back winning seasons? Now we're just trying to get back-to-back games.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I had to leave. I was on the road. Oh, yay.
Yo! Panthers got a fucking dub, boys. Let's go. Me and the homie Angel went to the game, bro. I did not think we were going to come away with the victory on that.
Where is your fucking – why are you not nuclear?
Oh, I know this is the only time I've ever been to a game and I didn't get a sunburn. Aren't you proud of me?
No, I'm disappointed.
Oh, but no, that's how you know it's a big deal because I didn't get a sunburn and now we got a W. That's the homie Angel. What up? Say hello.
What's up, man?
Yes, sir. Hey, man, we had a good ass time. I did not think that we were going to win that game, but we did, man. And look, Bryce looked good. I'm not going to say that he didn't. I felt like we left some plays on the field. The play calling early in this game, boys, was fucking abysmal. To the point where I think
early or all throughout the game.
Early for sure. The first half was bad.
It really was. Like on the 4th and 2, we called a bubble screen to the sideline. Like what are you doing? And you almost got Xavier to get hurt on the play. It was just I felt like we were trying to get out of our own way rather than stopping the Saints. But we put together some drives, man.
When it comes to play calling, Cody, I know it's like bad. To me, it looks good on paper, the play calls.
Yeah.
The play calls make sense to me on paper sometimes, right? And that is, all right, we're down in distance. These are the probable plays, right? Like the probability, but where the play calling doesn't make sense to me is or not make sense, but is kind of, it's almost not tuned to who we are in a sense. It's tuned to, it's like you're book smart, but you're not street smart in a sense. In that Chuba Hubbard just rips off a 9-yard run. And then you run a end around to a guy that we don't know that played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that gets snuffed. Who's as big he's smaller than Bryce Young, and he's getting ripped down. So it's like it makes sense on paper, but you got to just know, look, you're not good, and paper stats don't work for us.
Yeah, they're really. I will say though, that Saints interception, at the end of the game that homie fucking took away from Xavier Liga, that shit was badass. I can't even lie.
Oh man, it was incredible.
Bro, he took that shit right the fuck away from him too, bro.
Cody, I felt terrible that I was slightly. Well, first, I'm just so jaded. I don't expect the Panthers to pull it off, nor do I want any hope. But I was slightly like, yeah, tackle in the backfield. Oh, like that to me was a great play because it was like, oh, Bryce threw a great pass and something bad happened, which is the worst. I know. If you're listening to this podcast, you're like, you asshole. Man, I'm hurt. I've been hurt. I've been hurt by my loves. My life, and hurt people hurt. The number is 252-228-5098. Let's take another call.
To my man, the charismatic CK, to the tenacious Tony Dunn, and the incomparable Cody Lack.
Oh,
what's going on,
Wordsmith.
boys? This ain't nobody but your boy CP, the vintage retro man, North Carolina's neighborhood hope dealer. Let's just start out by this right here, boys. Keep pounding. Anytime we can beat the New Orleans Saints, it's a good day, baby. It's a good day, baby. I am ecstatic, y'all. I got my family here with me. We in the living room. We just got done celebrating my mother-in-law's birthday right after church. Got home, and I saw a back-and-forth battle. I saw a team with fight. I saw a team that was tenacious. I saw a team that did not quit. Yes, I know. We give Bryce Young heck on this call. And you know what? A lot of it is deserved. But you know what? He managed that game today. He stepped up today, baby. That defense stepped up. Damani Richardson, undrafted. Dog. Jalen Coker, undrafted. Dog. I saw an improved defense. Jatavion Sanders, rookie. Dog. Yeah, we got areas we need to work on still. We know what the scheme is. We know Chuba needs the ball more. We know Canales is a first-time head coach, and there's things he got to work on. But you know what? A win's a win, baby. A win's a win, baby. Hope is Dylan. Hope is Dylan. That hopium, baby. Hey, boys. Keep pounding. Love y'all. Later. Later to my man.
Flaw. Why does it keep looping? We need to make a suggestion. Don't loop.
No, you just have to turn it off. There's a button.
Oh, I see it. I got it.
Do it.
I just did it.
Yeah. Hey, so listen, I wanted to ask y'all. Okay, so I got there a little bit late. As soon as I got there, they were carting Olave out of the game.
I thought he was dead.
He got knocked out.
It looked very bad. One is that he got sandwiched between two tacklers, front and back. Ooh. Xavier Woods goes high to the head. His head looked like it was a Ritz cracker, and he was. And look, I'm not trying to make fun. You know what I'm saying? Like the peanut butter in the middle. But it got scary when it was this. Is Olave just a couple weeks ago was dealing with a concussion. It gets scary when nobody's moving.
Yeah.
For a long amount of time. Like you give them the smelling salts and you're like, oh shit. And then they bring out the stretcher and it went by. The time went by for a while where as he was moving his arms and you're like, oh my God. So no, it was like that's and then the Panthers had a couple of those in this game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a couple. Now, one of them, there were a couple of personal fouls or unnecessary roughness hits to the head. And look, it's hard when you play defense. You're playing 1,000,000 miles an hour. I saw one. I think they gave one against. Maybe it was the face mask that Bryce Young got. Face mask, and I was telling my friend he was trying to swipe at a dude's hip. It's just he was swiping at a guy who's fucking a midget.
Dude, it really is something to see Bryce on the field with everybody else. He's so much smaller, dude. He's so much smaller. But hey,
is this our first win, by the way?
No, I saw the Panthers beat Jacksonville.
Okay.
2-2 when Christian McCaffrey flipped into the end zone.
That right. That was the Hall of Honor game.
Yeah, this is my First time seeing them beat the Saints in person. And hey, how about some love for Brady Christensen holding down that left tackle spot like I always said that he would. But I don't think he gave up one pressure that I saw.
Had a
He
false
did.
start. But
think he
Jake
had
Delhomme
two.
or Luke Kuechly was defending him not defending him, but explaining like, man, you let
Why?
that play
Yeah.
clock go down. He's got a tough block coming up ahead of him. That's a long time to make a tackle sit. Brady Christensen, how about this? You've been on it since the beginning.
Yes, sir.
But has he ever given anybody – think about this. And I know you get irritated by how much grace is given to certain players, particularly like if we think about a Bryce Young, right? Is like your preconceived notion that they're going to be good then equates to a lot of grace. There was no grace given to Brady Christensen at all, from the coaching staff to the fans. And this dude has been a Swiss Army knife, and not only a Swiss Army knife, but good.
I mean, listen, from 3 different coaching staffs, from Matt Rule to Frank Reich to now Dave Canales, Brady Christensen has held it down. Like, listen, like I think that we don't say his name enough when talking about the players that we're going to have to pay next year. I want Brady Christensen to be a part of this team. He's been good every single place that we put him, whether it be center, guard, right guard, left tackle. The dude can do it all, man. And frankly, I still think he's a better left tackle than Icky. I mean, I think he has more natural ability at that position.
Yeah, it's hard to argue that at this point.
Worst thing that could have happened, though, for the Carolina Panthers when it comes to re-signing Brady Christensen is that he didn't keep playing center.
Yeah.
So much cheaper. It's just so much. Imagine if you would have signed him to a long-term deal at center, and then Icky gets hurt next year, and you kick him out to tackle. Yeah. And then you got a tackle at a center price, and you're going to get 2 years before – maybe he's dominant and he's like trying to sit out or something. You know what I'm saying? But now imagine if the dude holds it down at tackle for the next 10 or 7 games. How much more that's going to cost the Carolina Panthers. But I agree. He's a dude that they got to pay.
Well, do we know how long Icky, like what his injury is and how long?
He gets an ankle sprain. I'm not entirely sure, though.
You know? And yeah, I agree with Avari Johnson. Shout out to Clowney. He was being aggressive, getting sacks today. I mean, for the most part, our defense did their thing. It was bad early in the game, but when it was time for them to button up and make a stand at the end of the game, it was they did their thing.
Yeah.
And listen, fairness to them too is that even though they were leaky sieve, they did what the past 2-year defenses have done the last 2 seasons, and that is bends, but they held them to 2 field goals in the first 2 drives. The Panthers had I think I heard the stat after the first quarter, it was 136 yards offense to like Carolina's like 36 or something, but the score was still just 6 points.
So what y'all thinking about Jalen Coker, man? I feel like every single game that we watch, the hype train's getting more and more. People on Twitter have dubbed themselves cokeheads.
Duh.
Yeah, are y'all some cokeheads now?
I can't say that on the air, but I like that player.
Yeah, I do. Here's the thing about that too. He passes the eye test.
Yes.
Like that's the thing for me is like there's been a lot of people that you see that's getting like receptions and then they kind of get this hype and you're just like, oh, that's really awesome, but like you just don't get excited about him. But there's something about Coker and the way he runs his routes, the way he catches the ball. It's like he looks like he should be there. You know what I mean? Like he looks like he's a professional, wide receiver in the NFL.
There's something about Coker that just gets you amped, that gets you high, that gets you zipping up and down. Oh, sorry. never mind.
Jalen Coker, baby.
No, but CK's right. Is never have I been a football expert, but the eye test works a lot of things. And this is what I would say about Jaden Daniels. If you look at who's going to be the offensive rookie of the year and maybe making a statement for MVP in some crazy world, is all of these guys are talented. You know, every single player in the NFL is talented.
Yeah.
Some of it is situation. I mean, we give a lot of excuses to people that they go, oh, they're in a poor situation, but there is something about just magic. You know, just something about Coker just got something, man. He catches the ball and he turns north and south. It's just the ball is a magnet to his hands. You can go and look at all the underwear Olympics. Think about this, Cody, is Xavier Legette has 4 times as many touchdowns as Mingo does. And Coker has had 4 more games better than Mingo, except for Coker's only played 4.
Yeah, and he's undrafted.
Just
he's undrafted. He had to fight and wait for his opportunity through injuries to get a chance, and look at him, man. And this is something that it doesn't happen to Panthers fans. There aren't many times that we get undrafted players or even late round draft picks. Not recently. Who? Get that Demir Bird fucking.
Yes, more touchdowns than all y'all fools.
But Demir Bird fucking. Nobody wants to talk about that guy. We're talking about cokeheads. Where my cokeheads at?
I'm bird watching, and you're all out there just doing big old gaggers.
And listen, man, and I think that him and Bryce have formed a good little connection now that Deontay Johnson isn't there. Listen, obviously, I'm just now really jumping into the show, but what did everyone make of Bryce's performance? Because I saw some good and some bad. I think it was definitely a step in the right direction. I'm not being a hater. Bryce definitely made some big time throws today. I felt like he pushed the ball a little bit.
You want a synopsis of what you missed?
Yeah, I mean, tell me
real quick. Is that Tony's more optimistic than CK? How about that?
Whoa.
And not optimistic. Look, is CK again being true to himself? Is like, hey, let's not go overboard either way. You know what I'm saying? Is
he didn't have a wow performance,
right? And CK's position, and I'll let him speak for himself, but my position is Bryce Young did the best. It was a positive step forward for him in his career.
Yeah. Go ahead, CK.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, you know, my position from the very beginning, that was my opening thing, was let's pump the brakes. We went through this once, and it wasn't even as good of a game as the time we went through it before with the Green Bay Packers, right? You know, there was a lot of people that are just saying, he's the truth. This is it, right? And they're starting to see some of those same people that really want Bryce to work out doing the same stuff, right? Yeah. And I just want people to understand that this is one game against a bad defense that's already on that's also lost 7 in a row, and is on a trajectory to potentially take the number 1 overall pick from us, right? Yeah. So there's concern. Right. So there's some you've got to take that into consideration. He was sub 200. He didn't get 200 yards passing the ball.
175 or something like that.
Right. And I was saying, you know, it's fair to look at the positives with what he did, and that was he was connecting the ball down the field, right? Whether they were being caught, that's the debate you can have when you see drops.
David Moore screwed his statistics in a way.
Yeah. I mean, that and Xavier Legette, to be fair, because that was a dime that was down the field that just got taken away from him.
That would have been a Sports Center highlight if he had.
It was. Yeah. It still is, by the way. Actually, it's more of a Sports Center highlight now that somebody snatched.
I had this dude sitting next to me. I had my buddy Andrew on my left and this dude sitting next to me. And I'm like, bro, that's one of the most badass interceptions I've ever seen. He fucking deboed his ass. He just took the ball away from him. And again, Legette's a rookie. He's going to have to learn
you could say his wrist, hand injury. It just, sometimes things are happening. It's just, it was kind of fluky. I was saying this, and Cody, I don't know if you were here when I said it, is that like I was secretly, and you know what, and openly going into this season, I was hoping that the Panthers would be competitive, but not great. Right, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just want some football games, see Brice progress, the offense we're in it, we can watch it through the half, stuff like this is. But I'm so jaded against these mugs that I was almost disappointed when they did something good. And I know Panther fans are gonna be mad at me for that, but it's like, man, I've been hurt so much.
To everybody who's on the Travis Hunter train or wanting to, have the number one overall
guys,
pick.
it's the ground.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, really, today messed it up. Although we're still in the running to have.
We're still we're in the hunt. I mean, it's like, but if the Panthers can get, what I was saying is this and just to clarify, I was not rooting against the Panthers. It's like I'm just so scared of getting any hope.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just like to just dash it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, oh,
yeah, no.
But I mean, look, if you are going to talk about hope coming out of the day, we have one that is we've seen all season that the offensive line is straight.
Yeah,
like playing well through injury and all of this is that is for a team. And you said this a couple of weeks ago, Cody, which has just been irritating to me, is that isn't it bananas that we have the best offensive line we've had and the worst
defensive line,
or no, just the worst team still.
Yeah, just on the worst team. But
then today we saw the babies, we saw the kids growing up. So I mean, the three things that come away for me in this game that I am just going to be heartened by is, number one, is that offensive line somehow through injury and this and that continues to be strong, which is a positive direction. Number two is the kids are growing up before our eyes, Coker and Leggett and stuff like that, and
Sanders.
Yeah. And then number three is
great game today.
I want to clap about the kid that's been 0 for 5 who came out and went 1 for 3 and Bryce Young today. And if you're talking baseball, it's like,
he needed to
give him some due. And he didn't dud it up. And to me, he ran the ball at the right times today instead of getting scared.
Yeah,
he's still scared. And not scared. I don't know, but we have to watch the all 22. But sometimes I just want you're feeling pressure, and instead of getting scared, just step up and court.
Well, that one set that he had, I don't know who he had, but he had Miles Sanders or someone coming open on a slant at the very end of that play.
It was Coker, actually.
Yeah, so he had a dump off right there.
But the blitz.
Yeah, the blitz definitely got to him. I think sometimes he still sees it ghost a little bit. But one of the things that I think is, no one can dispute, Brice needed today.
Yes.
So now there's no discussion to be had. Going forward, you start Bryce Young.
Exactly.
You have to continue to build upon everything that we're doing. Have him build up the chemistry with the younger guys. And I like what Mike Hollinger says. The top 3 receivers today were JT Sanders, Leggett, and Coker.
And if you look at the defense too, didn't you guys say there was an undrafted guy that had the most tackles or something?
Richards?
Yeah, who I'd never heard of.
Yeah.
Wallace.
Yeah. No, listen, I think that our young guys are starting to step up, and you need that, especially if you're going to trade away players. By the way, I would absolutely trade away Adam Thielen. He didn't play today. Get something.
I trade away everybody still. This is not. Don't all of a sudden if anybody calls in and says we're trying to buy before the deadline.
No, there's no way. But I'm saying I'm more comfortable with it because we don't need them.
Yeah,
we didn't need Adam Thielen. Go ahead.
The funny thing about what the beginning of the season brought was the point that I had made regarding our wide receivers is our best case scenario is Xavier Leggett and Mingo turn out to be great. Now, Mingo obviously was the one that did not work, but I'll tell you what, to substitute that with the Jalen Coker, I am all for it, because right now the injuries and trading away Deontay Johnson has allowed these guys to flourish. Jalen Coker making the most of his opportunity. I mean, taking the job from a second-round draft pick in Mingo. Think about that. He took the job from a second-rounder in the second-rounder in his second year, by the way. Like, Jalen Coker is a guy, and he reminds me so much of, I'm not going to say Steve Smith, but he reminds me of that type. Like, he's an underrated player that's coming in and proving every single game that he deserves to be here. And I tell you what, the fact that we are in this position is the best case scenario if you're a Panthers fans from an offensive weapon perspective. And I agree. I think we should still be getting rid of some of these guys. I think Thielen should be gone. I think Clowney should be an option that you want to start looking into trading out. I think and I know White Chocolate's not going to like that answer, but just to be honest with you, he's not going to be a long-term answer at any position for us right now. You've got to get the people that aren't long-term answers out, right? That's just what you've got to do. And that means potentially Chuba, potentially Sanders, Miles Sanders to clarify, and anybody that you just seen that you feel like is not going to be here on this roster next year or the year after.
Yeah,
all right. I want you to think about this question as I play the next call. What has been, or what is not what it? Let me see how to phrase it. What's the bigger challenge now for Bryce? The physicality of the game or the yips? So don't answer it right now. Think about it, because I'll give the idea is that, like you said, today was needed for Bryce. Is he a momentum player? I think so, a little bit. You saw it last year. It's like to me, I understand that the physical aspects, he does not have the dominant, abilities. But to me, it's not his height. I mean, the height's been problematic. The arm strength has not been an advantage. These haven't been advantages. Height, not an advantage. Arm strength, not an advantage. These things. But to me, the bigger struggle this year has been between the ears.
Yeah.
And today, like you said, it was very much needed. The number's 252-228-5098. We want to hear your thoughts. Let's go to Joey the Blind Panther, Wakanda Forever.
Hello, a.k.a. Joey the Blind Panther. I'm just as pleasantly in disbelief as y'all are. Bryce Young played very well today. I mean, this is the best Bryce Young game I've ever seen or listened to. But it was great to see our young receivers. That's the story of the game. Our young receivers, especially. And our defense actually had some balls. Yeah, our defense had balls today. And it's like, you don't have to be talented. You don't have to be like the most talented in the world. Just have you some balls. Right. And, that's what we did today. And we beat the Saints, division rival. I mean, they're not good either, but damn, a win is a win. And we face another bad team next week. And then we go into the bye. I mean, of course, after the bye, we come out with the Chiefs. That's no easy feat, but damn. I mean, it's one game, but hey, Bryce Young has earned the praise that he's going to get for this game. He earns it. He earned it today, and I am so happy because I didn't see a win coming. I honestly didn't predict another win this year, and I'm very happy that we got one. Anyway, guys. Wow!
Is Joey too high on Bryce here?
Well, maybe he's right on the money, because I'll tell you what.
What?
Dave Canales.
Oh God!
Refuses to name Bryce the starter right now for Munich.
Again, just looking at all these.
Well, how is he right on the money? He said he deserves a bunch of fucking praise.
Right, he deserves the praise, but I'm saying maybe not everyone is agreeing with him, I think he's right on the money in that he played well today, but it doesn't seem like
Well,
Dave disagrees.
So is really Dave Canales doing this?
This is what he says. This was his response when
You
being
can't hear
asked.
it. I can't hear it, but go ahead.
I should have volume was up.
Let's make sure the volume. Yeah.
Again, just looking at all the information we have, taking a look at the film, all that stuff, and making sure that we make the best decision for the team. Dave.
So he again.
Well, you know what? That's just a political response.
Yeah.
Is that he shouldn't come out and commit himself to anything.
We
right
know
away.
Bryce is going to be the starter. Like
for the rest
it would
of the
be
season.
It would be an absolute surprise to every person on the planet if he's not.
And just look, right now, I think today says this is you should start him for the rest. I was advocating for this 2 weeks ago. Like, as once Dalton got hurt, then it just made it convenient and comfortable.
Yeah.
There's no reason that you should be trying. You're like, oh, what if we could get 4 wins instead of 3? You really need to be developing Bryce, trying to develop. Today's game says, hey, you're not just throwing the entire team under the bus to see about Bryce Young. I would think it would be bananas if they start Andy Dalton anymore.
Yeah, but I also get why people are saying it feels like Canales doesn't like Bryce. He just doesn't.
He does not. He does not. He has no love for that kid.
I'm not gonna be mad at him, man. I think Bryce took the right step today, but I want to see more. I want to continue for this thing to grow and build. And if he's not it, I want us to get the quarterback that he does want for this system. Listen, I was honest. I even put it on Twitter during the game today while I was there. I'm like, this was Dave Canales' worst game as a play caller. It was. The play calls early in this game.
Worse?
Yeah, dude, on short yardage and on 3rd and 6, you're calling jet sweeps. It's just dumb. On 4th and 2, you're calling a bubble screen instead of running Truba up the middle, which you've been effective doing.
I think it's good on paper. I don't think it's like, I think
he's doing too much. I think he's trying to be too cute too often.
You're the smart person. This is the worst thing a coach can do is buy into their own.
My thing is Bryce Young played well today. He did some good things. Let him continue to build off that, because we have to know if we're going to have to draft a quarterback or not. And I don't think it's off the table like a lot of people think that it is. However, if Bryce can settle this debate and give you enough to want to bet on him for another season or 2.
Or to just say your 3rd pick overall, you know what I'm saying? You're not number 1 anymore. Bryce gave you enough to say, like, hey, I mean, then you can just pick a defensive end and move on.
By the way, I agree with Kristen. I think even if you're an offensive-minded head coach, at a certain point, you need to pass the play calling duties to someone else.
Oh, shut up! You have not agreed with that ever in your life.
I do. When you have a young player.
Andy Reid needs a fucking offensive coordinator.
Yeah, well, how many people are fucking Andy fucking Reid?
Maybe we should hire. Does anybody remember my man's name?
Who?
The offensive coordinator, run game coordinator for the Chiefs that everybody was like, it's racist.
Eric Bieniemy.
And where is that guy at?
He got fired.
I told you this is Eric. He's a damn genius.
Right. I think he's a coach in college. But no, I agree with the fact that Canales, especially as he learns the ins and outs of a head coach, let Brad Idzik call plays. Why not?
Shut up. You're just saying
Why
words.
not? Dude, he's not been a good play caller this year.
Just saying words. The number is 252-228-5098. That's 252-228-5098. Let's go to the next call.
Yo.
Hey, money.
What's going on, my C3 family? D. Sanford, North Carolina. Shout out to the great Tony Dunn. To the homie Cody Lack. The CK Cold Dizzle. Prayers to the Bat Daddy, Muscle Marinara, and D's family. Boy, what do we got here? I told you Friday we was going to win that thing. I said Jatavion Sanders was going to be the MVP. Shout out to Bryce Young for playing credible football as a quarterback
Yes.
of an NFL football team. Shout out to this defense for holding, especially when Alvin Kamara almost had about 200 yards all purpose. They went out there. They put in the work, the want, the work, and what did we get, family? The win. Shout out to Panther Nation. Shout out to Chuba Hubbard. Shout out to XL and Dollarbill. Trouble. Quan, I'm waiting for 420 so I can hit you up. I told you I was going to hit you up because I told you a win was coming. Don't doubt the power of the Panther positivity.
Yeah.
Baby,
Let's
if you
go.
got a woman, kiss her. You got a homie, high five them. If you got a joint, roll it up, light it. If you got a drink, tilt it back. This is one of them
That's
days
my
you can feel
dog.
good till to the next one.
Man.
This is what we need. This is them building blocks. This is that foundation.
Amen.
Bryce, look, you looked the part today, people. This is what I'm talking about. Look, I love every single one of y'all. The Panthers did their thing.
Shout out to Money. That's a homie, man. Yeah, we needed this. Does this change anything, or are we just? I mean, dude, the Saints are pretty bad.
No, it doesn't change it. What it changes is this is just a trajectory of question. Just put Bryce out there. And let's
But
roll.
don't you feel like, again, and I know a win will, change everybody's expectations of a team in a heartbeat. But now
No, it will not.
going into shut up. When we beat the fucking Raiders, everybody was jumping for joy.
Do you think? Do you feel
we're gonna
different?
be able to do this? Well,
Do you feel different?
That's what I'm asking. I feel like going in to play New York, which I don't know. I don't know if they won today or not.
They did not. They were facing the Commanders.
Yeah,
They
so
made a late push to make it look.
and
on
it's in
paper
and it's
respectable.
in Germany too. So I can't tell you that the Panthers are going to lose this game. I think the Giants are every bit as bad as us, and I can't wait for Brady Christensen to shut down Brian Burns' ass. That's going to be fucking beautiful, baby. I can't wait for that. But I mean, am I wrong? I think after today's performance, I can see another 2 or 3 wins. Maybe not 3. Let's not go crazy. I can see another 2 wins.
Right. No, I mean, I agree. I think next week is a winnable game. I think that we have the capability of making an upset at some point as well. So yeah, I mean, it's certainly not unfeasible for there to be a potential, 2 or 1 or 2 more games that we win. And quite honestly, I don't think it's enough that you need to be worried about us dropping too far into the rankings either, to where we're not going to get a high draft pick. I think we're still going to have a pretty reasonable draft pick. And we can still be happy that we're seeing the Panthers win a couple more games. So, I mean, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm cool with it too, man. Dude, this was we needed this one, man, because otherwise we would just be. Because
We didn't need this one, man. Why am I the only one that's like this? Is like, all right.
You're always this way. Whenever everyone's happy, you're sad. Whenever everyone's fucking, you're like, I actually think this was okay. I don't really care that much.
Oh, I don't want to be burned again.
But you also don't know any of the players in the draft. So why? It's not
Who
like
gives a fuck? You know what I did see is Cam Ward throw 5 touch. And you know what? Miss me with your Cam Ward shit. You were like, look at this missile he threw.
It is.
And he threw a laser, but it hit a defensive player's hand and deflected off. So you threw you highlighted
5
touchdowns.
touchdowns. He throws 5 touchdowns every week, and people are still doubting this dude. Dude, listen, when are y'all going to start to learn? I know my quarterbacks. I know my quarterbacks. Cam Ward is him.
God,
so is Matt Corral and Trevor Wallace.
All right. Yeah, you mentioned that I just have more famous misses than I do hits.
Let's go to the next call.
I hit way more than I miss, I promise.
Yeah. That if you're a dude and you get to say that, I hit more than I miss, you're a fucking boss. Look at that boss to my. There you go. You're looking at a boss. All right, let's go to the next call.
Hey. You know who the fuck it is. Booyaka, booyaka, booyaka. Oh, and I want the Daffy Duck. Yeah, that's the fuck I'm talking about. I'm about to go watch this, but I'm in the movie theater right now, so I ain't got a lot of time, and I only got one motherfucker to call. All I gotta say is Bryce fucking Young was impeccable today. Jatavion Sanders was impeccable today. Chuba ran great. You guys, it is a fucking victory Sunday, and I can't wait to fucking see what's going on in the motherfucking Panther Nation, because I got my motherfucking receipts. Fucking Bryce played fucking very well today, and I'm just fucking very excited, y'all. I'm about to go watch this Venom with my family. Y'all take care. Booyaka, booyaka, booyaka.
All right.
Look, of course, G Baby is here. I love G Baby. You know, my white Italian. Well, look, he's my black Italian cousin. How about this? Is I went and hung out with good family time yesterday. If you're friends with me on Facebook or
I saw your pictures.
What was awesome about this is that my friends were like, "Oh, you got to hang out with your mom." No, that was my 88-year-old grandma.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, and people are like, "That's your mom?" I was like, "No, that's my grandmother."
I got it right here. You want me to show him?
Yeah, she's the coolest grandma in the world. She's Italian. We got that G look. Italians, they stay fly. Look, people are like, "That's my mom." I was like, "Bro, that's my grandmother. She's about to be 89 in December, and she cool.
Good for her, man.
Always put together." Love you, Grandma Ann. Grandma Pancini. Oh, all right. Let me see.
You want me to show some more?
No, that's cool. That's cool. I mean, I don't care, man. I'm looking good in all these. But I need to get us on another call. Let's see. Sorry, guys. I am not at the cribbo in the studio.
Tell me if you need me to do something.
I got it. No, you do enough, man. All I know is I'm like, God bless Cody when he's here. I miss you when you're not. The comments, dude, alone. No one knows how important that is to my mental health, is him just highlighting the comments. And they figured it out tonight when nobody had their comments highlighted.
Cody must not be running things.
All right, here we go. Next call.
Here for y'all.
Let's go to the next call.
Hey, this is Will, and oh my God, we got to win! It's so.
How you doing, Will?
It's so nice, bro. I can't believe it. I'm so happy right now. I really went outside after the Saints missed that pass, and I screwed on top of my lungs. I've never been more happy before with this Panther team. I'm so thrilled right now. Some points I wanted to go over during the game was the Aints are screwed, bro. They're in Canales. Their car is ass. The only good piece is Kamara, and we make them look better because our run defense is so horrible. Yes,
he had 150 yards, bro, and no touchdowns.
You may find yourself in a worse position than the Carolina Panthers. I didn't think it was quite possible. Miles Sanders might possibly be the worst running back I've ever seen. Cameron Artis-Payne is better than this guy. Fozzie Whitaker is better than this guy.
And I was right.
I've never seen.
You were wrong as fuck, man.
How do you have?
I was fucking right.
12 yards on 3 carries throughout most of that game. Hubbard, we better repay Hubbard because that boy is a workhorse. I'm so proud of him. The Canadian menace strikes again. Bryce played pretty good. I mean, some of the play calling was atrocious. A screen, there was like one dry word or screens 3 times in a row. 3 out. I thought that was game. Honestly, so I'm proud of him on that last drive for stepping up and make some throws. If he can step up in the middle, more often, I feel like he'll be a better quarterback in this league. Finally, I hope we use Coker some more. Leggett, impressive. But mainly, I want to see Coker some more.
he was not on the field half the time, and I feel like he's clearly our second best receiver. Finally, Dan Morgan, congratulations, buddy. You managed to get a better draft class than Scott Fitterer in 1 year.
Yep.
This draft class.
Say that louder for people in the back for me.
Let's go. Leggett, awesome. Who's next after that? Brooks, we'll see next week. Our linebacker, he's a dog. And JT Sanders balled out today. Better than Ian Thomas. Get Ian Thomas off my team. This JT Sanders is that guy.
Best game for Sanders all
Like I
season.
said, I'm so happy today. Can't even contain my excitement and keep pounding y'all.
Great call.
You
Great
found it.
call. Let's keep going. Cody, cover me on the look. I got another call loaded up in the studio, so I'm playing this one. If you want to play the next one.
Hey guys, haven't watched the game today, and I know a lot of people are
The 919 number
hyped up and say, "Oh, this is it, Bryce Young's
on the bottom.
to life and
The
his
last one.
resurrection."
Yeah.
Some other people would say, "Oh no,
That's
it was
next.
a terrible defense," which it was. They had a lot of injuries. Let's face it, the Saints now have the same record as us. I will say, Bryce has shown some improvement, and he has a long way to improve. You know, it's kind of like on a scale of 1 to 10, when somebody's playing like a 1 or a 2, and now they're playing like a 3, that's improvement. But it doesn't mean he's great. I mean, literally, he's just playing himself, to my opinion.
Yeah.
If he kept this up against sorry defenses, and whenever he gets his opportunity, it shows that he's not the worst. Okay, great. He'll probably get himself ahead of Jamarcus Russell or Ryan Leaf in the all-time best conversation long term. Really, he'll go down with Marcus Mariota and guys like that. Who knows? Maybe he shows he has a little bit of a career. But I just want to point that out, that a lot of people are going to, I'm sure with Panthers Nation, are going to be fighting about. I just heard the free-for-all coming this Friday about the Brice Truthers and the Brice haters. I just think that he showed that, he can perform with some help, and against a sorry team, I don't think it really shows anything. The thing that scares me is if you put 3, 4, 5, 6 of these together, not really wins, but just look good-looking games, you're going to end up in the position that the Giants got in with Daniel Jones. The Giants got in that position, and, all of a sudden the next year he had a little pop. They had a playoff run, and they decided to pay him $50 million a year. Right now, the Giants all but would do anything to get rid of Daniel Jones. And they're stuck with the guy. And they're stuck with his contract. I mean, honestly, it's the most overlooked bad contract probably other than Deshaun Watson's. And that's probably why it's overlooked, is because of Watson. But anyways, guys, I'll just say be careful, because sometimes the guy shows he sucks, but he's not the worst of all time, and people get excited. Love the show. You guys keep pounding. Take care.
Keep pounding. Seems like a lot of positivity around Bryce, okay? I feel like people are, we're going to have big questions to answer going forward at the quarterback position. Do we draft one? Do we get one in free agency? Or what I think a lot of people would prefer, Bryce play well down the stretch and continue to build, and we have him as the starter next season, and we look okay with that.
Yeah.
Now, he still has to earn that. It's not over. But listen, like I said earlier, today was a step in the right direction. I like the way that he threw the ball today. He started to get more confident throwing the ball downfield. And then it was like once he did get a little confidence throwing the ball downfield, Dave Canales would dial up some screens or some shit. Listen, I'm a Canales fan. I do not think Canales had a great game today.
I think he had a pretty tough first half, without question. I agree with that. And I feel like there was a couple, like even on the one of the plays where I think the 3 screens in a row, he was coming off the field and he was clearly upset with Dave Canales. You might not have seen this in the game there, Cody, but they saw Bryce walking off of the field, clearly frustrated that, and if I had to guess, it's that it was like a 3rd and 15 play or something like that. And they just did another check down and that was it. Like, and so Brice was coming off the field, like you could tell he was frustrated, and Dave Canales was walking with him. And but I do think that he did better in the back half. He let, it felt like to me like Brice had the chains kind of taken off a little bit. He was letting the ball loose down the field. They were still having a pretty good mix of the run game and the passing game. Probably a little more passing game than most of us would like to see, but it is what it is, and it worked today. It's not going to work. It's probably not going to work next week. Let's be real about it. That having that mindset, it may work, once or twice or something along those lines, but I just don't expect that to be something that we're going to see be effective moving forward. So I do agree. I think Dave Canales needs to do more to commit to the run, because that's what he says that he wants to be as a running team. And it always feels like it's a second thought. It's like an afterthought. It's like the plan B when it comes to running the ball. It's like it's only when the passing game fails that they start to try to rely on the run game.
Yeah. So I'm going to play this call. Me and Tony are doing a little bit of a different setup tonight. We've got a bunch more calls. So I'm going to play this, okay, and then I'm going to start to download a couple of these other ones.
Okay.
Yo, let's go! Woo! John B. Jenkins here, and I am psyched. I cannot believe we got this victory. I hate to be jaded. I mean, I was just certain that we weren't going to be able to stop them, and their field goal kicker was going to come and kick some freaking field goal from 69 yards and set a new record or something. By the way, hat tip to my son's team, the Bills. They just beat the Dolphins on a 61-yard field goal, and I think I saw the stat that it was the first time the Bills have ever scored a 60-plus yard field goal. That's freaking crazy. But anyway, back to our Panthers. Fuck, cock, yes. This was the best. I can't believe we won. I'm so happy. I'm so fucking happy. I needed this. They were out of my beer at Harris Teeter, and they were even out of my fucking favorite bean dip. Guys, get the Farmer's Market bean dip at Harris Teeter if you haven't had it yet. But they were out of it. They were out of my beer, and I was listening to the game as I was shopping, and I was just like, fuck it. We're going to lose this. I'm going to have to go to work and hear from my FedEx driver who's a Saints fan. And you know what? He's going to fucking have to hear from me! Oh, man, this is great. I love you guys. I love you guys so much. I'm so glad that we are still together as a team, as a fan base. It's just going to keep getting better, guys. Things are moving in the right direction. I know it's only our second victory, but damn it, I'm pumped. Anyway, as always, keep pounding Carolina Panthers, keep pounding Panthers Broshlaw, and keep pounding C3. John B. Jenkins out.
My
keep
man.
Pounding.
Let's
Love
keep
that.
going. Ready to keep going? Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm adding more of
This
them
your
too.
family. Nova Black. Y'all know I'm going to drop my 2 cents. I watched the game. Bryce Young still sucks. I mean, he's showing flashes, but he still sucks. He's still missing wide open receivers, etc. He still got happy feet. He's still running up out of the pocket when he got pocket to step up in. He did a little bit better, but he's still doing the same shit. He's going to need more time. Being that he has no superpower besides his brain, and he still has to learn NFL defenses, he's basically a basic quarterback that needs time to develop. He's nothing special,
is a very
but he can
optimistic
make all the
person.
throws.
Know what I'm saying?
All right, on to the play calling. The play calling, obviously, you can tell the head coach is in his second year of play calling. People want to blame the OC. I wouldn't blame the OC. OC's job is not only to call plays, but to design plays and create the playbook. But the head coach, if he want to call the plays, that's his job and his duty, his responsibility. Dave Canales looks like a first-time Madden player out there with his play calls. I'm sitting here, I'm reading the plays, calling plays out from the crowd, and I'm like, damn. Like, I even saw when these guys getting ready to do that fake punt. You saw just a few moments they shuffled the formation. They moved around just a little bit. I said, holy shit, they're about to fake it and run it, and that left and right side is wide the fuck open. Sure enough, they did this shit. Sat there in the crowd. I was like, damn, maybe I should have shut the fuck up. Excuse my language, guys. But anyways, we got the win. It's a should win, but a ugly win. And should wins shouldn't be this ugly. The Panthers still suck ass. Keep pounding.
Keep pounding. I mean, listen, Bryce was good and bad. Like, there were some bad plays, but again, we got the W, so people are going to focus on the good. This game does not sell me on Bryce. This game sells me that we can be competitive next Sunday.
I would be concerned if it sold you on Bryce.
Yeah, really. Yeah, that's not the type of performance to do.
I'd be concerned because you just went to the stadium where, they have Tepper has his security, and you're a prominent figure in Panthers Nation, and you are talking bad about Bryce Young a lot, and then you leave from Bank of America Stadium, and all of a sudden you changed your tune on Bryce Young. All I'm saying is the writing would be on the wall that you were having to deal with some sort of a torture situation and forced your hand, maybe even had some mind control stuff taken care of, and so I'm glad that you are coming in here feeling the way you feel.
Yeah, and I did notice some people following me around, hiding behind concession stands and shit. So maybe they're after your boy. I don't know.
I'm just happy you made it to the show, dude.
Hell yeah, I'm glad to be here, dog.
Let me see. Is this our next call? Let's see.
It's me, C-Dog, 1983.
What up, C-Dog?
And it was a good win today. And Bryce Young has, I'm not a Bryce Young lover. I'm not a Bryce sexual. But I can agree again, Bryce Young has been looking better. Since he benched in a couple of games. And he has been throwing the deep ball. I would like to see him open the offense up more. I don't know, but I'm gonna go just the Canales, man. The only thing I'm just gonna trust the Canales. But it was a good win today. Man, I hope everybody having a great fucking day today. Man, this is C3 Podcast, the longest running Panthers podcast on YouTube. Goated, you know what I'm saying? I want to say 11 years and counting. They go live every Tuesday, and they got the free fall every Friday, and they got the game simulations on Saturday. But
sometimes.
When we're a good team, it's a lot easier.
I really can't even complain, man. I don't have anything bad to say.
When CK had one kid,
the defense. The defense is just tight.
That was still difficult.
Evero, he get his shit together with this fucking defense. But besides that, man, it was a great fucking game today, man. Great fucking game. Then the defense did in the game, but we gotta tighten up on goddamn defense going forward. We need to tighten up on fucking defense. I need Bryce to take more goddamn shots down the goddamn field. That's what I need. But everybody have a great fucking day. Make sure whenever you come in here, hit the motherfucking like button. Boom. Make sure you subscribe to this great fucking content. You know what I'm saying? These guys is 11 years strong, consistent, and strong.
My man.
With these, going live and everything. But
2 million. We had 2 million views, close to it.
1983 out. Keep motherfucking pounding, bitch.
Thank you, C-Dog. Thank you, C-Dog. Let's keep going through with these calls. Numbers 252-228-5098. You're hanging with just a family. Just a family. Talk shit. Be happy. Be sad. I don't know. Just tell us your shit. We're a family here. And I love that, man. I love you guys do not know how meaningful it is to the people on this panel, the people that call in and chat and are our friends. I mean, it's
and
really...
to listen to me going to the game today, I, of course, like as always, had people wanting to stop and take pictures.
Did you get some dap? Did you get some
Bro, I never don't get dap going to the state. I never don't. C3 Legion is strong. This is for the Panther fans, by Panther fans, man. We are here for y'all. And Tony, I've uploaded all the calls, so we're good.
All right. Well, let's keep rolling.
How you doing, Panthers Nation? I'm sitting here just enjoying the show that you guys are having. Well, listen, my thing is, I've said it a few times with a couple of friends, but I think I'll say it now. What the best case scenario for the draft for us is We take the number 1, 2, or 3 pick, wherever we fall. We take and we trade down. We kind of do like a Bill Parcells type thing, where we trade the number 1 pick to the team that wants it, take their number 1 pick, and we sell that and trade on down the board until we stack up a whole bunch of number 2s, number 3s, 4s, and so on. That way, we can build up our defense and have some optimism towards the future. I don't know if you guys think about it like that, but that's just my feel on it. What do you guys think? And Panther Nation, keep pounding.
How can you not think that way? Beautiful call. One of my favorites of the night in many ways. And look, I think the thing is it's easier said than done, right? It's like you've got to be in the top pick and somebody wants it and this and that. Like, we're making paper calls or paper trades. But the Panthers have a lot of issues. And it's not a one-player fix. Now, one magical player can make a big difference. It can move the needle in a certain way of optimism, which we thought was hoping when we had the number 1 overall pick. But I was talking with CK before the show started, and the idea is like it would almost be better for us to have the number 2 pick than the number 1.
Right.
2 or 3 at this point.
But, like the number 1 puts so much pressure. It's just so much pressure. And look at what Bryce has had to face. If Bryce was the 7th overall pick, you don't have to start him day 1. You don't have to put the pressure on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different. The Carolina Panthers need a lot. And while they need a quarterback, and I think you've been right, Cody, I'm not fighting against you in the idea that just because we're number 1, we've had bad luck, we shouldn't pick a quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Like, every option is on the table. But if you didn't have to and you had an opportunity to improve, I think it would be crazy is the Panthers pick a defensive end that's like Brian Burns-ish, kind of reachy in some ways. You think he's going to try. And the number 3 pick makes it easier to pick an offensive lineman or a defensive tackle. You know what I'm saying? You pick a defensive tackle number 1 overall. We're like, oh my God, I don't know what, yes, we want to trade back. We need that. We need no pressure. We need to build a lot.
But
I love that call.
Y'all just gotta hope that there's somebody, the one that is there that's worthy to be traded up for. A player that we're willing to let somebody else to come up and get instead of us drafting him.
Right.
And
they
then
gotta be needy. Yeah. They gotta be thirsty in their own way.
Yeah. So there's a lot of opportunities, man. We're in a I feel like things get so bad that we really just start to look at the glass half empty. But I can see how if you gave Dan Morgan a little longer, he can make some of this shit start to work. Every once in a while, you see flashes of how the Panthers are going to be successful.
I have no idea to tell which number was that one.
Let's try this.
Hey, what's up, fellas? This is James Island Panther. Just calling to say good win today. Some ugly football. Bryce looked okay. I thought the play calling was terrible. And my opinion, I think even if Bryce doesn't play well the rest of the year and he's not it, we should still just continue to build this team and then put a decent quarterback. If he does continue to play well, then maybe he could be a competent quarterback, and that's really all we need. Look at what the 49ers did. All right, y'all keep the podcast going. Love you guys. Peace.
I turned my microphone down again. They said it was too loud.
All right. Well, here we're going to the next call.
Yo, got a big dub today. What's going on, Panther Nation? I know you're feeling good like me. Oh my God, well, we needed this so bad. Shout out to the C3. That's what I'm talking about, man. Fellas, y'all just hold us down every week. Loss. But man, guess what? Win today. So we finna enjoy this one. And guess what? Yes, we about to go and hop the pond and do our thing in Munich. Giants don't even know what's coming. Oh, yeah, Bryce held it down today. We needed to see that. He needed to do that. Defense did just enough. We have a tandem in J. Coke and XL. It's coming. And the future is now. And the future is bright. We just got to keep building in the draft. And no, we don't need to tank the build. We just need to build. Keep it simple, stupid. And keep pounding, God dog it.
Boy. He's cokehead. That's a cokehead right there. He high on that. And you know what? I'm with him.
Yeah. Yo, dude,
Coker is legit, dude. He's like a playmaker, man. I'm telling you, there is something to be about this. Is magic. There's a magical, just something to it. And he got it. He got the thing.
Where my
coke is. This is our Puka Nakua, dude.
Yeah,
even
really?
better. Right, because Puka was a fifth.
Hey, tell me if we played this one. I don't know if this one got played.
How you doing, Panthers Nation? I'm sitting here just enjoying the show that you guys are having.
Yeah.
Well, listen, my thing
I
is,
think we heard this one.
We did?
Here, I got you the next one. Here we go.
C3. It's Kobe from Greenville.
Oh, what's
Can't
up,
think of
Kobe?
so many times I've called in after a win, boys. I'm not going to lie to you. It feels damn good. You can throw the record out the window, especially when there's a rivalry going on. I don't care what our record is. Always beat the Saints. Can't be more happier with that. The most important thing, and it's crazy, I'm going to say this, the best thing I saw today was an incomplete pass from Bryce Young. Yes, David Moore should have caught it, but the timing on that route and the body language and how I saw Bryce after that play and the look on his face, he knows that he can make these throws that I was questioning along with the rest of the fan base. He's got a pulse. The rest of the year is probably definitely still going to be a tryout for him, but I know our best scenario for us going forward, even if I want it or not, which I'm in the middle. If he plays good, I definitely want him, but is for Bryce Young to work out. Lastly, man, I just wanted to tell you I appreciate everything. The most important reason for me calling in is I am happy for this family and all of Panthers Nation that we get to celebrate a dub.
Yeah.
Enjoy it, boys.
Love you, bro. Love you. My Greenville brother. Again, great friends through this. It's incredible. Let's go to the next call.
Man, let me tell you, boys. First time caller, long time listener.
Whoa, let's get it.
Man, Bryce Young, I'm telling you, I was rooting for him. I wanted to pick over C.J. Stroud. Now I feel like, I guess say I was vindicated, but I'm saying today shows us a glimmer of truth.
Okay.
About what we may be able to see from Bryce Young. I don't think we should be rooting for Cam Ward. That seems like a major mistake. I think we need to build around what we have, and even if it isn't Bryce Young, maybe we need to have, we got the offensive line going. I think our first pick in the draft should be defensive line. Or middle linebacker, somewhere in that area, because we are lacking, obviously, in defense. It's so different feeling this way versus what we've had in the past because we have nothing in the middle linebacker position like we are used to. And it's almost embarrassing. But today, they held it together against a bad team, nonetheless. We did what we had to do. And hopefully, Bryce Young will continue to progress, and whatever we have all been worrying about will feel like nothing pretty soon. That's what I'm hoping for. Love you guys. I'm going to keep listening. Peace.
Man, wait. Number one, thank you for your time, your attention. Thank you for a great call. Number one, you came out the gate. First call, great call. And that's exactly, he didn't say build around Bryce, but build. I mean, and obviously he's interested. He likes Bryce, you know what I mean? But he didn't say build, like this game changes everything, but like we need to build around the strengths that we have. Love that call. Also, to chats earlier, my man, anytime somebody says on God, I'm in. I'm like, oh God, these are serious. If you say on God, you mean whatever you're about to say. Let's go to the next call. I think there's only 2 left.
Hey guys, it's Chuck from Elizabeth City. I had to follow the game on my phone today, guys. Kind of didn't expect a lot. I was hoping this was a chance to get a win. And I tell you, it goes in Panther fashion. You know, if we're going to win, we're going to pull one out late. But I'll say this, looking at the stats, kind of following along on my phone, seeing what was going on. I get stuck up here where they got the Washington games because I'm in the northeast corner of the state, so I get Norfolk, Virginia feed. So unless I'm able to get out and go to a bar, a friend's house, and I had my daughter to get day, so I wasn't able to do such, but I followed along. But hey, really impressed with the tight end we picked up in this draft. Sanders looked the part. Yeah. And Bryce had some composure. It's kind of hard to give him that interception. That was a good play by the defender on Leggett. Leggett probably should have held on to the ball. But I like what I saw. And the defense didn't completely fold. So, you know, it's just kind of good to get a win, especially against the Saints. So yeah. I can't complain. A win is a win, and I'll take it. You know, if we can get 1 or 2 more wins this year, I'll say, you know, it's better than last year, especially if we get 1 more. And something that we haven't done in a long time, guys.
Is what? Win 6?
Playing the Giants. I would love to get this win in Germany. 1 at home, 1 on the road, and 1 overseas. Tell me about that, guy. All right, thanks, guys.
I think we beat the Giants. I really do. I think we're going to beat the Giants.
I'm not overly optimistic, but I understand why you feel that way.
We're both bad. We're both bad. It's a coin flip. You know
but they're bad and our bad are different levels is the problem.
He's got a 3rd-year coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, different things. But
the Giants have one of the worst offensive lines in the NFL.
Yeah, we have one of the worst pass rushers.
They have the most sacks, by the way, in the NFL too.
Yeah, and big Dexter Lawrence up there.
Yeah, no doubt.
Keep in mind, the Giants, I'm not saying they almost beat the Commanders, but I'll tell you what, they came out there and they played them with Jaden Daniels actually being out there. I mean, I'm just telling you, is it a winnable game? Absolutely. Am I going to bank on us winning this game? Absolutely not.
Can we get a big shout out to Mr. Stratz? First of all, Mr. Stratz, Stratz, not Mr. Stratz. Stratz, my boy, my good friend of mine, in the sense that I have so many good friends that I've only met a couple of times in person, but are very meaningful to me. He sent me a message and he was like, I should have added like DoorDash. I was like, bro, I've never even. This is crazy. On God. On God, as I've never used DoorDash in my entire life.
Oh, dude, you need to give
I'm so cheap, bro. I'm like, man, I'll go get
give us a game, bro.
Nah,
I'm so cheap. I'll be like this. I'll be your DoorDash. Why don't you call me up?
I am Mr. DoorDash, but listen, because
I bet you are, but you also are fucking
because of Mr. Stratz. We're gonna be getting some more DoorDash tonight, boys. What up?
Not you.
Yes, sir.
Else
I am. Nah, I'm fucking getting me some DoorDash.
You just got $8 after after YouTube took all their fees.
20 gifted memberships. Yo, Stratz, that's big time. We love you, boy. You know we
Text
love
me
you.
back.
We got one more, right?
I think the last one. I had something funny to say, but it's all right. All right, let's go.
I'll try to keep this short. I think the last few I've left messages.
Here he is.
They've been a little longer. I'm sorry. I listen to them after I say them, and then I'm like, oh damn, I should have shut.
Oh, stop apologizing and just own up. Put
obviously,
the big
we're
D
all
on the
happy.
table
We got to win.
Get after it.
Good stuff. From my perspective, I see some things that little James he's got his opinions too. Hopefully, I don't know if you can hear that. I think, genuinely speaking, we need to stay on the same trajectory. But, there's some issues that I saw today, a lot of which dealt with the play calling. I think Canales is in his own this is his first year doing this with the Panthers, and I don't know. He just needs to step it up. Like, get your shit together. Okay, I gotta go. Actually, I gotta do this.
No,
Anyway,
you're not gonna
you got
go.
the-
Stay
all right,
in
you got
there,
the point. Bye.
James.
Appreciate you, Chad.
Boo, Strats. Don't worry about that shit. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, listen, we're used to crying babies. I listen to Tony every Tuesday. Oh, burned your ass.
No, I ain't fighting it. I ain't fighting it.
Burned your ass.
Okay, so look, I don't know. Look, we're 2 hours in. The Panthers have won their second game of the season. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I just don't want to be burned again, baby.
You will be.
Oh, I know. We're walking. We got laid and we got syphilis.
But burned by what?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like
Burned. It burns when I pee. I got laid and now it burns when I pee.
Dude, it's not like we're gonna go and contend for the NFC South here. Like, we're just trying to count off a few dubs.
Yeah,
And
you
I
want
think
to
that
ruin everybody. You want to beat the Saints. You want to beat everybody. You know what? I'm really heartened by this. I'm really heartened by that. We got a positive step forward by Bryce, and now we don't have to just make the argument that you're putting him in a terrible situation for the entire season, this and that. I feel like today's game set him up to take his own destiny into his own hands a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'm into it, man. Let Bryce play with a little bit of confidence. Let him play with.
He's
a little
momentum
bit of swagger.
player. He's a
God
momentum
knows
player.
it. God knows he needed it, man. And again, like the fact that this offensive line is doing their job, there's no reason that Bryce can't put together some back-to-back good performances. We even have depth on the O-line right now. How wild is that? We're not even running with our starters, and we're still.
It's bananas. This is fucking bananas. It's like an
It's
alternate
absurd.
universe. And then again, that you said this is like we got the best offensive line we've had in a bazillion years.
With the worst
team. Like,
defense ever. It's annoying.
So wild.
Yeah, man.
all right. How about this? Is first shout out to C3 Anthony, who said look, we gave up a shit ton of points, and who's a big supporter. Look, I'm happy, I guess. You know where I'm most happy? I'm happy to hang out with you two fools.
Yeah.
He said we beat the Saints by 1 point and had less than 250 total yards of offense. Didn't force a turnover and gave up 425 plus yards. Well, damn,
We're going to the Super Bowl.
But damn, we're just pissing our cornflakes, why don't you?
Oh no, I'm with them. I love.
No,
look,
but I don't
love
think
y'all
anyone
too.
is like. No one is like gassing up this team better than they are. We beat a bad.
No, we're not.
We beat a bad New Orleans Saints by 1 point, and we needed that, man. But the fact that we had to come back and win this thing, dude, with the
And
round
then,
5,
at the end, they could have. We didn't get the 2-point conversion. At the end, they could have. It's like it's so.
yeah, dude. Listen, around 5 minutes left, I was telling my boy Angel, bro, if they don't do something in the next drive or two, we're out. All right, we're leaving it. We're gonna beat the crowd, and we're gonna be out. But dude, they put their wills together. They put their nuts on the field, and they drove down, and they scored a touchdown, man. And Bryce orchestrated a nice drive.
You know what we forgot to do?
Huh?
The goddamn read.
But do it. It's not over.
It is over. It's too late.
You sure? I'll fucking
Yeah,
bang out.
man, I'm
I'll
pissed.
fucking bust out a read.
Nah, but like, I feel like we shouldn't get credit for it if we do it. All right, like, how about this? Let's.
Hey, how about this? Even if we don't do the full read, y'all go to Underdog Fantasy and use
Thank
code
you. We need it.
C3P. That really does help us out, y'all. For their
And we get zero. Like when you think about what these people pay us to say a fucking visit, just a disclaimer, they should give us money. But really, it's so pennies on the dollar post. But we need to show the loyalty of the fans. I know we beg you guys for support and like subs and all of this. But if you are trying to play daily fantasy football sports, go Underdog. Use the code C3P. That helps us. And the numbers are down when we stink. Like the people that have advertised with us, and again, it's very small advertisements. If you think about this, they're like $75 for the month or some shit like that, and then you got to pay taxes on it. But when they see the Panthers numbers, they're like,
But hey, I put it in the comments.
Thank you.
Underdogfantasy.com, promo code CP3. Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That really helps us out, man. Y'all check out Underdog. Listen, I'm just happy to have a W that I can celebrate with y'all, man.
Well, how about we dab on them and towel shame them? Let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So we're gonna give you our play of the game, the David Dotto, aka dab on them.
Which one you want to do first? You want to dab on them or you want to shame on them?
You pick. Your pick.
Let's start bad and then end good.
All right. I hit the towel of shame on Dave Canales. I know I'm stealing it for a lot of you guys with the play call and this and that. And it's not, to be honest, I think Dave Canales' play calling looks good on paper. I think it works as in mathematically on paper, but sometimes the streets are different and you're just like, man, this is what we're good at and fuck it, let's do it. So Dave Canales, towel of shame to you for don't do what Dave, who was our GM that I loved for a long time?
Dave
Gettleman, who started to buy into his own ego. You are a vehicle as a coach, not the answer. You know what I'm saying? So use your players, give the ball to Chuba. Towel of shame to Dave Canales from me. See, Cody, you're up next.
Yeah, I'm going to give a collective towel of shame to the pass rush, because even still, most of that day, Derek Carr had forever to just sit back and pick apart whoever he wanted. So yeah, that's I would have to say this pass rush can take that towel of shame. But dude, we will forever dab on Strats.
But you should have held it. You should have held it till we got the dab on him back.
You're right, I should have. But hey, why wait? Why wait? This man is the man. Gifted another 10 subscriptions to the C3 Legion. Strat to the homie, man. We appreciate it.
My dude. CK, your towel of shame.
Towel of shame for me, it's going to have to go to, oh God, dude. You know what? It's going to go to Dennis Allen. Because the dude just came in here and he lost his seventh game in a way in a year, or in this year, seventh game in a row rather, to the worst team in the NFL. Like, you were literally considered probably one of the top teams after the first 2 weeks of the NFL season. Like, legitimately speaking, like they should have been considered top 5 team, but based on the way they performed.
Oh, stop! The first 2 weeks are fraudulent. Ask Cody.
No, I'm saying based on the way they performed in the first 2 weeks, right? And then it fell off, and then you have this downfall, and to lose to a reeling Carolina Panthers team that gives up 40 points a game to every person they play, and you guys had over 400 yards of offense and still were not able to pull out the win. I'm just telling you, I will be flabbergasted if dude makes it home before he's announced that he's no longer the coach. Like, it's going to be a reckoning down in New Orleans after this game, and so I'm going to tell him here's a towel of shame for you, big dog.
All right.
Did y'all see Cam Jordan's Twitter post?
Apologizing to him.
Yeah, he was like, "Damn, we lost to the Panthers. Sorry, Saints fan. Y'all just shut your dumb ass up, Cam."
No, you should say that shit. I would say that shit if I was him.
Yeah, but this is a Panther pod, and he could shut his dumb ass up. How about
we
that?
hated his ass. Cam Jordan's always been one of those dudes. I hate him just because he's not on my team. Like, if that motherfucker was on my team, I'd be like, he cool as fuck. I just hate him because he's not on my team and plays for the Saints. But he ain't wrong.
Hey, Carl Van and a couple other people are in the chat saying Bryce is better than CJ Stroud. Confirmed. That's all we need to see today.
Carl, how about this, Carl? He's talking about his ego. Ice Cube came out with a song in like the last few months called My Ego. It's good. It's a typical Ice Cube banger. Go check it out. My Ego. Let's dab on some fools.
Dab on them fools.
I just like doing it, man. Dab on them folks. Dab on them folks. And that dab on them folks. They like seeing it. Tell me what to do. Dab on them folks.
Let's dab on some folks. This is our homage to Cam Newton when times were happy instead of sad. But today we're going to name our player of the game or whatever you want to celebrate. I'll let you all go first because
yeah, man.
I don't want to steal your thunder.
I am going Jatavion Sanders.
Yeah, cool.
That big play that he had down the sideline where he broke a couple tackles, extended the play, and kept on going. Dude, that was the loudest I heard that stadium in a long time. And that's another thing I did mention. I was at that game. Dude, I'm pretty proud of the crowd. Like, the crowd had good energy. There was a good amount of people there. I didn't feel like we were overrun by Saints fans. It was a good crowd, and there was good energy. And even when we were losing in the fourth quarter, yeah, there were some folks that left, but there wasn't a mass exodus of Panther fans like there normally was. So dab on JT Sanders and a complimentary dab on Panther fans in the bank today.
All right, CK, dab on them folks.
Dab on, you gotta give. You know what? I'm gonna be the first to do it. Dab on them folks. Bryce Young, dude came out here and performed the way he was needing to perform. He took a step in the right direction, and he was the reason we won today.
It definitely was not the reason we lost. I'm going to dab on a person I don't even know their first name. D. Richardson. 12 tackles. Pass defended. Who are you? We love you.
Bro, you really going to dab on him instead of cokeheads? All these cokeheads out here, bro?
Man, I'm clean. I ain't trying to get on that. I ain't trying to be associated with that world.
I'm trying to get that booger sugar, bro.
I bet you are, but guess what? Some of us got jobs, motherfucker.
Well, you know what, man? My job is to be
this. Fucking y'all up. All right, it's the C3 Panthers postgame show. You guys can help us right now. You've helped us all night by listening, by chatting, by calling in. Look at that. Oh my goodness. It's CK with hair.
Hi.
Look at CK with hair.
She said hi.
Say, my daddy is bald. Can you say my daddy is bald?
Did you hear what
my
she said?
My daddy got good pipes.
Say what's a Panther say? What? You got the hiccups too right here. What's a Panther say? No, what's a Panther say? Rawr.
Keep pounding. Oh my goodness. All right. C3 Panthers post-game show brought to you by CarolinaCatChronicles.com. The website renews. Here's a little guilt trip to you. It costs us several $100s just to maintain a website to sell 4 t-shirts a year and 4 coffee mugs. Guys, go to CarolinaCatChronicles.com, buy a coffee mug for a Panthers fan for Christmas. Go and to YouTube, go to Spotify, smash the thumbs up button, like, subscribe, comment. Telling y'all have kept us awake through a sleepy ass time as Panther fans. And my 2 brothers right here, I love you guys tremendously. Cody, I don't believe that you really are you because you're not sunburned.
Yeah, I mean, this is a first. I'm not.
Oh, what was there? No sun in Charlotte today?
It was kind of chilly at the end.
Okay.
But yeah, thank God I didn't end up red like that cup CK's daughter's holding.
Exactly.
For one, let's go. Hey,
Take us out of here, bro. Take us out.
All types of victories today, C3 Panther Nation. Until next time, keep pounding, baby. What's up?